When drawing in 2D design, we just set up our grid area. To do so, we need to click on Setup Drawing Layout. Then under that, we need to go from A3 to A2. This will give us a larger drawing area. And once you've done that, we need to set up our grid. Now these are the dots you can see. Now to do so, we need to set grid lock on, and then we need to double click on the actual dots above that to open up the grid. So we can set it up with sizes, or we need to turn it to isometric from orthographic. As you can see, the grid is at an angle, it's 30 degrees angle, and this will make all our drawings look 3D instead of 2D and flat. Now what we're doing next is we're using the line command, which is top left, to draw a cube. Now as you see, it's been drawn on the screen, and it will turn out to be 3D eventually. Now at the moment there's a mistake on the cube itself where the line hasn't followed the grid line, if you can see there. So all the vertical lines are following the line, but the 30-degree angle lines, most of them were, but that one. So we deleted it, and then we carry on drawing our lines onto the grid, so it's nice and straight and isometric. And if you see, we've crossed the lines at the top point, so we need to what we call trim them down. So on the left you've got a Dal Any button. Now if you hold click on that and go to Dal, you can then trim the lines and get rid of, as you saw, the bits that were overhanging. And what we're just going to do is draw a second cube next to it, a different shape and size, and use some of the techniques we've just done, like trimming and following the lines, to draw this second one. So using the Del key, we can trim down the lines so it looks nice and straight and clean. Now we're going to render these cubes, which basically means colour them in. But rendering means to add different colours to different sides. So we clicked on the bound fill and we chose a colour, just a medium pink in this case, and we're just going to pick one of the sides. Now I'm picking the front face, because what we want to imagine is which one might be lighter and darker. So if our sun's coming down from the top, then our front might be medium, which is the one we're going to do now. If you can see, as we click inside, it says any islands. Well, there's not at the moment because it's nice, clean, crisp square. So we say no, and then we colour it in pink. Now this time we go back to bound fill by double clicking on it, and we're going to choose a define colour. We're going to use our slider on the right to go from a medium pink to a light or a dark. So we're just going to go for a light one. We're going to colour the top of the cubes in, same way as before, because a light will hit the top of the cube first, which will make it a lighter pink. And then we're going to go back into bound fill to do the left hand sides, and we're going to make them a dark pink, and we're going to do it the same way with the slider all the way down. We click just inside, no, because there's no islands, and then we've got these rendered cubes on our isometric grid. Now to highlight anything, you just use the arrow top left, and you basically click and drag a box around everything you want to select. If you miss something, then it won't be selected. It's got to be inside the square. Now with this we can do many things, but we're just going to start with copying, which is the bottom left 2 yellow squares. You can copy the whole lot and move it using the yellow square in the middle. So we highlight with the arrow, click on the yellow square in the middle to move, and then we click again to put it down. Now you can delete stuff without using the trim command. You just use the Del key on your keyboard. So highlighting it and hitting the Del key will delete it. Or just you can click on a line and hit the Del key and it will delete that too. So we're just going to draw some random shapes. You don't just have to draw lines. On the left you've got circle, square, arc, and then we're just going to draw a couple of those out. You click once to place it and click again with the size, but with the arc it's 3 clicks, one to start, one at the top of the arc or bottom of the arc, and one at the end. And again, we can delete these with the del key just by clicking on them, and we will remove all the lines we've drawn. Now what we're going to do, just going to draw out a random isometric square, and this is just in 2D at the moment, because under the rendering key, when you colour it, the bound fill key, it asked about the islands. Now an island is a shape inside another shape, so this is a square inside a square. Before it asks this as an island, and we're weren't any. Now there is one more in this one. When you click inside, is there an island? Now there is this time. Before, when we click no, it just colours the whole thing in, so it's coloured in the middle square and the surrounding square. Now on the right, you can actually click an undo button to undo that. So if we go back into bound fill, yes, there is an island now in the middle, so we click yes. We've got to select that island. Now there's no more islands in the middle, so we go no, and this time it doesn't fill in the middle square. But if you double click on bound fill, you can change the colour, and then you can colour that one in a different colour. So when we said no, there was no island, but there was, it coloured it all in the same colour. But now we can actually separate it and have different colours in different areas if we desire.